Alright, I'm convinced that if you say you don't like a brand, they will go out of their way to stalk you and just plain show up. So today's goal is checking out the drive system and installing the 89-inch drive belt we have for this John Deere D160. I'm assuming it's an 89 because that's what everything on Google says. We'll figure that out when we get there. But here's the backstory. Basically, my mommy Beth, she stepped in and she helped me when I was a teenager, and really honestly is the reason why I probably didn't end up either in jail or dead. She took this to a guy and he did about $800 worth of repair to it. He rebuilt the deck, did all the spindles, did some stuff with the engine and stuff, an oil change, all the basics. She brought it home, got to drive it about an hour or so, and then it just plain stopped moving. Now, she got a hold of me after it sat at his place for about a week, and it never seemed to move, and the guy doesn't seem to be communicating. So they showed up with it on a trailer. We fired it up while it was on the trailer. The belt underneath never moves. It never even tries to spin underneath the unit. I'm a little suspicious here, and I ended up discovering it's well-founded. In order to be able to do a drive belt on one of these, because of the way that they make it, you have to take this electric clutch off. So it's a 5/8 bolt, and the reason why you have to take that off is because you have to drop the pulley down in order to be able to get past these tabs that are right here. Now right there, I can see the belt is burnt. So obviously it got stuck like we were talking about. But here's the thing. That belt looks new. That is not rusted, all clean, and that dropped off with no fight whatsoever. And that never should have come off easily. That should have been a fight. And that does not have to come off in order to do the deck belt, which is what this was in for. So I'm going to pan the camera down through, and you guys tell me what is wrong. Did you catch it? We're going to come back up here. Right there. That is supposed to be over here. That's not supposed to be like that. So, I'm going to undo this. I'm going to set that back over there. We're going to make sure that this thing runs and drives afterwards. And then we're going to put a brand spanking new belt on. Because whoever did that, it jammed right in there. So it ran about an hour or so, heated up, and then roasted it off right there. Push down the brake, push down the orange thing, let off. Alright, will it go? Now you gotta sit back in the seat. It's probably not gonna work because these things, I don't know what it is about the sensors in these John Deeres. They're hateful. Alright, let's crank it over. Alright, why are we being hateful? Yeah, you can't do it. The seat's too... There you go. Can you hit the pedal? Yeah, it goes pretty good. John's outgrown these. We're actually fixing up the pink one in order to go to a demolition derby. But before John decides to demolition derby this, I think we should probably get it in and fix it. Alright, drive it in. We don't have enough projects going on right now. We hauled this buggy back out so that we can work on that. John wants to work on putting a Predator in this, but we need to finish the dry belt installation on this now. There's a lot going on underneath here. I'm going to try to have John film me as I do this, but we're going to do a walkthrough first on how to do it. First, remove the clutch, drop that out so that this will drop down below these 3 fins that are right here. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Now what you're going to do is you're going to press this clutch. You're going to drop this idler off of here, this idler off of here, releasing the belt from this. You're going to slide the whole belt back after you pull this transmission pin out using a 5/8. That's going to come up and over. Then you're going to take this off. You're going to punch this up through with a Phillips screwdriver. And then slip the belt out. Then you're going to slip your new belt in and do all of that in reverse. Now let's see if we can do it on film. So John's going to record, and I'm going to try and do this while he records. So we're going to pull the clutch, and we're going to pop that off. So there's our drive pulley. Now we're going to come down to the clutch pulleys. And these are proprietary on the size, so I will include a link to buying the set of these, which these ones will probably have to get done because they ended up getting roasted. And there's that one. That comes out of there. So as you can see, they're way bigger than usual, which is why I will include a link to buy a set. Now, we've already removed the pin, which was a 5/8. It's actually some metric size, but 5/8 worked. Now, at this point, we should be able to push the belt back and then lift it up, and it comes over the top. Now, what's interesting is this is a brand new belt. So I don't think this was a case of somebody doing something wrong. I think they tried to do the right thing and it just bit them because they got the placement wrong. So I've already taken the nut off of here. This is going to drop this way. Now the gear is directional. It's round here and it is starred on the other side, which I think they just did so that you can't flip it over and reuse the other side, which is the old MTD trick from back in the 90s. Now we take this and we punch it up through with the head of a Phillips. Now if we grab this and we pull on it while we pull the Phillips out, we can get that out. Okay, so the internet told us this was an 89-inch belt. We got the last one that Tractor Supply had in stock. If an 89 is the correct belt, I will make sure to post a link to what I would recommend from Amazon down below. So we put it up through, we slid that in. Now we're going to take our star and we're going to put our star on. We make sure that this lines up with that dot and then kind of jiggle it and get it to go on there. Now when they're eaten up pretty good like this one is, it usually takes a little bit of love to get it on there. I would probably put this on the next year should plan on replacing side. But we'll see if we can get it to go on for one more season. This one's going to be a pain. There it goes. Okay, we got our nut. Now, if for some reason you're having issues with holding it, there should be a hole right in here, but apparently John Deere couldn't bother to copy that. So I guess we're just going to hold it in place and give it an ooga or two. There we go. Oh, that's cute. They put the hole in there, but it doesn't line up correctly. Good job, John Deere. Love you too. A little bit. And now we know it'll make it there. We're going to come back to the transmission. We're going to make a loop. We're going to put the loop over the transmission and pull that towards ourselves. Next, we're going to get this put into place. We're going to cross that over. We're going to do our V-belt pulley first, which is the one closest to the transmission. So we're going to set that right in the V and push it over and onto there. We're going to do our flat idler next. We're going to do the same idea, only the opposite direction. We're going to put it onto the flat side of the belt and push it up onto there. So at this point, if we pull everything tight on the transmission and we pull everything forward, we should be able to put this on, pull down on the clutch, slide this up onto the engine, and as they say, the rest is history. Hi, John, thank you. It should be rather self-explanatory, but once you get that locked in on the pin there, up on top here you need to plug in your clutch. I've forgotten it, we've all forgotten it at some point. Just make sure you remember to do it. Alright, let's be honest. It mows amazing. I don't think it's really worth what these things go for, but it does mow amazing. I don't think that the gentleman that worked on it previous to me did anything wrong. In all honesty, I think he actually threw in doing the dry belt for free and just managed to mess it up. The dry belt that was in it was definitely not the original dry belt. And so, therefore, that's what I'm betting. No hard feelings. Nothing wrong in the end. It's all set. It's ready to go mow like 3.5 acres every weekend. And there it goes. I hope this was helpful to you. I hope that you managed to get your machine back up and running with the same kind of info. And do keep in mind, most of your Craftsmans, your MTDs, and anything that has that really weird fan assembly in underneath usually uses the exact same method for doing the belt system under it. There is one exception that I have noticed in the past couple of years, is the non-removable fan drive shaft system that is in some of the bigger John Deeres. If that is the case, then what you do is you remove the left side steering arm and usually the belt will come through. It's either the left or the right side. I don't remember which one now actually as I'm pointing at this thing. But in any case, if it's got the fan style like this, whether it's a Craftsman, a Husqvarna, an MTD, or a John Deere, they all basically are exactly the same.